In the darkness of the battle, the stream comes alive. Mid-table tactics going strong, taking the dive, raising hammers high, smashing through the lines. War cries and cheers, feeling the adrenaline rise. Streaming in chaos, the legendary clash from the front lines, straight to your screen. The blast with every roll of the dice. The tension builds, Warhammer warriors fighting for the thrills. Powerful armies clash, the deadly dance begins. Mid-table tactics, bringing chaos and wins. Tactical maneuver strategy at its core, conquering the tabletop, leaving none to ignore. Powerful armies clash, the deadly dance begins. Mid-table tactics, bringing chaos and wins. Tactical maneuver strategy at its core, conquering the tabletop, leaving none to ignore. In the darkness of the battle, the stream comes alive. Mid-table tactics going strong, taking the dive, raising hammers high, smashing through the lines. War cries and cheers, feeling the adrenaline rise. Streaming the chaos, the legendary clash from the front lines, straight to your screen. The blast with every roll of the dice. The tension builds, Warhammer warriors fighting for the thrills. In the darkness of the battle, the stream comes alive. Mid-table tactics going strong, taking the dive, raising hammers high, smashing through the lines. War cries and cheers, feeling the adrenaline rise. Streaming the chaos, the legendary clash from the front lines, straight to your screen. The blast with every roll of the dice. The tension builds, Warhammer warriors fighting for the thrills. Powerful armies clash, the deadly dance begins. Mid-table tactics, bringing chaos and wins. Tactical maneuver strategy at its core, conquering the tabletop, leaving none to ignore. Powerful armies clash, the deadly dance begins. Mid-table tactics, bringing chaos and wins. Tactical maneuver strategy at its core, conquering the tabletop, leaving none to ignore. In the darkness of the battle, the stream comes alive. Mid-table tactics going strong, taking the dive, raising hammers high, smashing through the lines. War cries and cheers, feeling the adrenaline rise. Streaming the chaos, the legendary clash from the front lines, straight to your screen. The blast with every roll of the dice. The tension builds, Warhammer warriors fighting for the thrills. In the darkness of the battle, the stream comes alive. Mid-table tactics going strong, taking.
Okay, I hope that worked. I'm not. Welcome to Battlefront Banter, where we talk all things 40K. Step into the Warhammer 40K universe with us while we dissect the latest army detachments, chat with tournament champions, and celebrate the hobby that unites us all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a stream. Remember to spread the word, and let's see if we can hit our new goal of 4,100 subs by the end of August. Currently sitting at 4,050 subs and growing. All right, guys. Today we're just doing a little bit of a matchup review, preview, I should say, for the team challenge that we got going on between MTT and Voidfire Tactics. Check out Voidfire Tactics on YouTube. Give them a sub. They're a brand new YouTube channel out of Mission, BC. And they've been coming on our stream. I'm going to have Jesse joining me, who's going to be playing in a matchup. We're going to be talking about game 3. That's the game that Jesse is playing against it's the Death Guard mirror, because teams, right? It's like we don't get to choose the matchups as the stream host. We just have to stream them. They pick pain and suffering always. Okay, guys, before we begin, we just want to remind you that while we take Warhammer 40K seriously, we don't take ourselves seriously. So if you hear any foul language or questionable jokes, don't worry, it's all in good-natured fun, but viewer discretion is advised. So as I was saying there, it's August 9th and 10th, mid-table tactics versus Voidfire tactics, just for bragging rights. We've already done the draft. If you guys are interested in who's playing who, there's a draft video. It's up on our channel and the Voidfire tactics channel. You can also join our Discord server. There's a channel there dedicated to this where you can see all the matchups. Just gonna do a little shout out here for our good friends at Tomahawk Tabletop. They're the guys who supplied the 3D printed terrain that you see on the channel. QR code on the screen. I will link you to the email. Just tell them Mid-Table sent you, and he'll hook you up with some beautiful terrain that should last and last. Just to go over real quick, this is team mid-table that's going up. We got Mike, Danny, Jesse, Darren, and Brent. Again, Jesse is with me, and we're up against Team Sailor Moon, as you can see there, and Dustin with all the abs. Really interested in the AI that generated that. Okay, guys, nothing to do but to get to going. So hold on, let me bring Jesse in here. Oh yeah, Jesse. Now that I finished talking, we'll get you to start talking. Jesse's camera is not the best, but he's used to just doing teams. Team calls.
Well, thanks for having me, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Happy to be here.
So you got
happy to talk Death Guard.
Happy to talk Death Guard. We got ourselves a Death Guard mirror. Let's just show them what it looks like there. We got Champions of Contagion versus Mortarions Hammer in the team challenge. This is what was drafted. You are playing Mortarions Hammer, and your opponent, Ben, I believe, is playing Champions of Contagion. So let's why don't we talk about his list here and let you go over it, since you are the Death Guard guy.
Yeah, okay. So in Ben's list, Ben's playing Champions of Contagion, which means that he gets to alter his plagues at the beginning of every turn. At the beginning of each battle round, he can pick from the -1 to hit, -1 save, -1 OC leadership. Provides him a lot of flexibility, and then he's got a little bit to enhance that in his list as well. So starting with the Biologist Putrefier, I mean, he's been around for a long time. Crit 5s, lethal to the unit, and he has Final Ingredient. So this is like one of the nastiest enhancements in the Codex. If the Plague Marine unit that is attached to kills one of my characters, not the model, just the unit, he then gets to pick a second plague for the entire rest of the game. So he could be -1 save and -1 to hit for his Contagion, or -1 OC in leadership. And like it is a big enhancement. It's not one that's going to go off every game, but when it does, it's hugely impactful. To accompany that, we have the Demon Prince of Nurgle for CP economy, 2 Lord of Contagions to attach to some Death Shroud. You'll be seeing the same on my list. The Malignant Plaguecaster to attach with the Biologist Putrefier. That gives the unit sustained hits, so they're sustained lethal crit 5s. And then a Tallyman for some CP. Then we have 2 units of Plague Marines. So he's chosen to do a 5-man and a 10-man with 2 Rhinos. 10-man, I'm assuming, is going to get both of the characters, and the 5-man is just like cheap high OC unit. And even a 5-man Marine unit, still got a Melt-A-Gun, 2 lethal, or 3 like Power Fist variants in the unit. So for 95 points, does a lot of damage. Some Chaos Spawn, 2 units of Death Shroud, a Mower Drone, 2 of the Shooty Drones, 2 Mephitic Blight Haulers, and 2 units of Poxwalkers. So you can see like his list is basically, he has the big Plague Marine units, the Death Shroud units, and then a lot of like supporting pieces around there, like the Mower Drone, the Chaos Spawn. They might seem like these random little inclusions, but they're really good at spreading Contagion, and the Death Shroud can then 6-inch deep strike from that Contagion. So he's got these little extra units to skirmish and to get Contagion spreading.
Okay, and so I can bring up. So what is there any key stratagems that you're looking at here? Oh, hold on there. I'll bring up the replace here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Champions of Contagion isn't one of the detachments that you're seeing most often right now. You're seeing Mortarions Hammer and Virulent Vectorum. Excuse my cat if you can hear the.
Oh my God. Sound like a kid.
The yes, it's very annoying. So the Champions of Contagion is kind of gaining a lot of popularity right now because of Knights, because this detachment does a ridiculous amount of damage because of their stratagems. They get access to crit 5s,
which is blessings of
meaning that their Death Shroud with the Lord of Contagion is now lethal, sustained, lance, crit 5s. And then they can also give full hit and wound rerolls.
That's the 2 CP one, right?
So good. It's 2 CP. It's expensive. But if they need a unit dead, they have 3 CP. That unit is dead because it is unbelievable the amount of damage that that unit does. And then the Marines can be near the Demon Prince to make the rerolls just 1 CP. Those are like the 2 really big stratagems. And then you also have access to Fights First on the Plague Marine unit for 1 CP. And any of the infantry units can get +2 toughness, which is like conditional, but when it works, +2 toughness matters a ton. There's a lot of really important breakpoints, like Power Fist or Strength 8 and Death Shroud or Toughness 7. You make them Toughness 9, and it's 1 CP -2 to wound. It's incredible. Like it's just like conditional -1 to wound, but sometimes you just blow your opponents out with -2 to wound.
So you like the detachment,
like
but it's not as good as the detachment you picked, right?
It's just a little bit more focused because it's a lot more about damage and like leveraging the more expensive units that you have. Like he has that expensive Plague Marine brick. It's about 400 points for that thing. Super lethal. And then those Death Shroud units are also just like I have Death Shroud, but his do way more damage because they have crit 5s for 1 CP. I don't have access to that. And yeah, it's a super high damage army. Whereas if you lose some of those early pieces that are spreading your contagion, the detachment just doesn't have that flexibility that you do in, say, like Virulent Vectorum to kind of recover and adjust. It's kind of it's got a little bit more failure point, I would say.
Yeah, I guess I should have talked about what mission you guys are planning on, but we'll do that after we go over your list, I guess. And you're playing Mortarions Hammer. So
yes.
So let's
GW decided to personally ask me what I wanted out of a Death Guard Codex, and I told them Vehicles and Terminators, and they gave me Vehicles and Terminators. This is like just my absolute favorite, and I'm so happy that I get to play this. So Mortarions Hammer is what I would say like is like the busted, or like not busted, but it's playing unfair compared to the other detachments. The Champions of Contagion is super high damage, but it's just Death Guard kind of walking at you or deep striking at you and dealing damage. It's not doing anything unfair. And Virulent Vectorum is just like about like flexible stratagems that work in a lot of situations. I'm playing the game unfair. I get to pick 2 units at the beginning of the battle round to be in Contagion, which as we go through my list, you'll see why that's so good. So we start off with 2 Lords of Contagion, same as what Ben has. They're going to get attached to Death Shroud. But because I get to pick 2 units at the beginning of the battle round to be in Contagion, it's incredibly easy for me to get 6-inch deep strikes on those Lords of Contagion.
Right, because
they're not quite as lethal as Ben's.
Because you get to place your Contagion, right? And Mortarions.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't have to move units in and get close. I can just say, this one, 6-inch deep strike, Death Shroud are in. I have an enhancement on one of my Lord of Contagions for a free Overwatch. It was points. It's not something that I would
care about losing if I didn't have it. One here, the Tenderless missions. Oh no, that's the
Shriekborn from
that's right there on the Lord of Contagion. Sorry. Yeah.
So the Lord of Virulence is he has an enhancement.
Yep.
And this is one of the other big strengths of this detachment. The stratagems are like so, but the Luke's talking about the Hydras. Yes. The Lord of Virulence is he gets an enhancement in this detachment where when he's within 3 of a vehicle, he has Lone Op. And he has reroll wounds to everything that he sees. Anything that shoots what he sees, reroll wounds of 1. And then he also has just general rule as he picks a unit within 30. and they get full rerolls if they're blast, which keys off of my other units. So I just get to sit there, not be shot back with my Lord of Virulence pointing at things the whole game, and just turning this into like a nasty, nasty shooting army.
Okay, so then we got a bunch of Death Shroud Terminators here.
Yeah, and like I said, like mine are really accessible. Like it's really hard to screen out my Death Shroud.
Yeah, the 3-man makes it easy to land as well.
Yeah, for sure. And then I have 2 of the Spitter drones. I think Spitters and Mowers are pretty comparable. You saw the Mowers in Ben's list. I like Spitters a little bit better. I have ran Mowers. It's like same. It's just like early skirmishing pieces, kills infantry, and it's just durable. It goes with my detachment with vehicles. And then I have 3 of the shooty drones. They're blast. They key off the Lord of Virulence. They're AP3 because I get to pick stuff in contagion range, and they're just insanely good for 100 points. And then 2 Mephitic Blight Haulers. They're also really good now that they're +1 to hit against monsters and vehicles, not just +1 to wound anymore. And then the Lord of Virulence gives them reroll 1s because they're not blasts. So they hit on 2s, reroll 1s. They're just really, really consistent.
Can't help yourself, hey? All 3.
The favorite. The Plagueverse Crawlers. So this is the other thing in this detachment. Because I get to pick stuff to be in contagion, you always take -1 save in this detachment. And you just indirect the shit out of people. You get to pick off all of their screens, anything that wants to hold their backfield. You just say, that's dead, and you kill all their scoring and screening pieces. And then your Death Shroud get to say, I'm coming in here, and you can't stop me because you have no screens. You have nothing that stops me. I'm coming in 6 inches away from you, and I'm murdering you. So this is what really pulls people out of their deployment zone and from behind ruins. It's because if they sit there, I'm going to kill them with indirect. If they come out of the ruins, I'm going to shoot them to death with my other shooting because I still have a lot of other shooting.
Yes, you do. Too cheap shooting, actually, if you ask just about everybody.
Too cheap. I would agree.
Yeah,
I got too many vehicles for sure.
Yeah, and then
the stratagems in this detachment aren't like super good. It's probably the worst part of the detachment. The 2 best ones are assault on a vehicle or go through walls with a vehicle. Those are the best ones.
Which ones are those?
But there is one that's going to matter. What's that?
Which ones are the ones that matter? Do you know the name of your strategy?
Oh, Relentless Grind.
Relentless Grind.
And I don't know what the other one is. I never know the names of them.
Normal or just what it can. You can. Oh yeah, go through terrain features. So go through walls. Always good.
Yeah, and it's really nice for like Plagueverse Crawlers and stuff
What's
like that.
What's your 2 CP one?
Get on objectives.
1 Death Guard unit from your army.
This one's niche. You use it every once in a while. You make buildings stinky, and it only works at the end of your movement phase, so you can't bring in Death Shroud. But sometimes if you go second, you don't get to pick your targets for contagion at the beginning, or on your turn. It's at the beginning of the battle round. So maybe you want something else you want to indirect, so you can use that stratagem to make sure that you can get the right targets for indirect. And then the other one that's going to matter a lot in this is that I can -2 to charge my vehicles, which means that his 6-inch Death Shroud are now 8-inch charge Death Shroud, not 6-inch, which is a big deal. He either has to rapid ingress them, which I can screen out easier than a 6-inch Deep Strike, or it's going to end up as an 8-inch charge.
And so, what do you think of your matchup? Here, let's go over. Let's stop that. Let's go over what you're playing on. So you're playing on Mission K, Scorched Earth, Search and Destroy Layout 1. It's interesting. I can't draw on this one because it's not on one of my secondary screens. It's actually in the thing. So actually, I don't think there's a way for me to unhide us. So what do you think of this layout for this mission against the Champions of Contagion?
I like it. I think like the biggest thing is that he has that nice staging point behind the L ruin that he can put like his Plague Marines. I mean, that's the best spot for his Plague Marines to go. So as long as I can deal with that, I feel very good about this layout. There's big, long shooting lanes. The fact that it's only hold 2 means that I don't have to go in the middle. I get to sit here, hold my 2, and basically indirect him until he decides he wants to come deal with me. And just once the screens come down, I can bring in my Death Shroud. I get to dictate the engagements a little bit. He's kind of on a bit of a clock, so I feel pretty good about this for sure.
Let's see if I can change. Let's see.
I think that I think Mortarions Hammer is like the mirror breaker detachment.
There we
If you're
go.
going to play a Death Guard list, a Death Guard list, I think that I would be playing Mortarions Hammer because you have the -2 on the charge against the Death Shroud. It means that your Death Shroud are going to get in there easier. Your shooting is just always better than their shooting. They're shooting their AP2 drones at you. You're in cover. Your drones save on 4s, whereas you're shooting AP3 drones at them. And your Lord of Virulence gets to sit there, point, and get their stuff. Whereas if they have a Lord attached to Death Shroud, it's only the turn the Death Shroud come in. So I just have like significantly better shooting with the same data sheets, which means that it's a little bit harder for them to trade into me. They have to kind of put the pedal on to not just sit there and get shot, basically, and then I get to try and screen that out and adapt, as opposed to I don't have to go into them necessarily; they have to come to me.
So, what do you have this matchup? What are you scoring this matchup in your mind?
If I I think like a 15-5 for me would be pretty reasonable. Because it's Scorched Earth, probably a little bit less actually. Maybe like a 13-7, just because it's harder to take people off when you're only able to score 2 yourself. If I was to push really, really hard, I can still only score 10 on primary. Whereas if it was like just take and hold, then I could start scoring 15s to his 5 or 10. But now I'm only scoring 10, so it's going to be harder to push that.
Oh, that's a little better.
So I think if I got a 15-5, I'd be super happy with that. But a 13-7, I don't think is unreasonable. Death Guard's just really strong. It's kind of hard to get big wins against them because of how strong the
yeah, and you got a nice little parking lot here in the back here to put all those PBCs, right? So which actually screens you out as well.
I will say one thing that people do wrong when they play like these vehicle heavy lists with PBCs is they don't bring them out. Like they put them too far back, and they think like, well, it's indirect. I got to sit back and be indirect. But then as they lose their other cheaper vehicles, they have nothing to go onto points. Suddenly their vehicles are too far away. Like the PBCs are the most durable thing in the list. Like that's what wants to come out. Not the first turn, maybe in 2 turns, but by like turn 3, you should be having PBCs not behind the L runes and kind of sitting on your points and pushing into your opponent. Because once you've kind of killed some of their stronger units, now you have this 2-up save tank that they have to figure out how they're going to deal with.
Interesting. So what's his path to victory against you, other than you just having the worst turn 3 of your life?
Leveraging the Plague Marine unit. Like that Plague Marine unit can potentially. I genuinely, I don't think it's unreasonable for that thing to kill 3 vehicles in 1 turn. It could shoot 2 to death and charge 1 and kill another 1. If he can leverage that unit properly, or kill something and then not get killed back immediately in return, I think that he's in great shape.
Yeah.
But if it's not leveraged correctly and he's just killing one of my 90-point, 100-point vehicles, and then I pick up 400 points, he's going to be in trouble. So I think that's what it comes down to.
He has some pretty decent staging points, but you do have the indirect that's going to be chipping if they come out of that Rhino. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah. And you have no problem popping Rhinos with your vehicle list.
No, it's trivial. The Mephitic Blade Haulers are unbelievably good. You're hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s. Like it, and it's AP5 if they're in Contagion. Like it's ridiculous.
Like you'd almost say they're too good.
The Mephitic Blight Haulers, they could go up a little bit.
A little bit.
100 points probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think
we need something.
It's definitely one of the stronger codexes, and this is the weirdest. This is the weirdest match. Was this the match that you wanted? Like, where was this on your matrix?
I'm really happy that I got it for sure, because I know that like other lists really struggle into Death Guard, whereas this is like I think Morty's Hammer is the Death Guard mirror breaker. So I'm happy that again, I don't think it's going to be like a 20-0 blowout or something, but if I can take a good or a bad matchup off my team's back and turn it into a small win, that's a great spot to be.
Anybody in chat have anything they want to ask Jesse about this? Or Jesse, is there anything else that you feel like you want to add about this matchup? Or
Bill is asking about Poxwalkers or drones. So for the indirect, it's going to be his screens. He's got a Tallyman. I'm so sorry, Ben, but that Tallyman is dying on turn 1. It is not going to generate him CP all game. I'm going to kill that, and then I'm going to start going into his Poxwalkers, just because the Poxwalkers are screening, and he's not in the sticky detachment. which means that as soon as those poxwalkers die, he has to put a real unit on his points. Even his home objective, he's going to have to put a real unit.
Yeah,
if it's a blight hauler, a mower drone, anything, I'm super happy.
Oh yeah, it's scorched earth. So yeah, home objective does score. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that actually
Yeah,
does
so being
matter.
able to take away the poxwalkers, tons.
Yeah, no, for sure. What did Lucas wants to know? What was your worst match?
It was into Lucas.
You're like, don't give me that.
It's because I wasn't playing PVCs. I was on the crab life at that point. But yeah, I think Lucas played very well that game. I think that I did not play so well.
No, but he means, I think he means in your matrix for the teams.
Oh, in Matrix. Oh, I thought he was just
no,
needling a bit.
He's just
also Lucas. Funny enough, I was actually like, okay, with the PBCs, I'm feeling good into Lucas's list. He was only running one Rogaldorn. One Rogaldorn is fine. I can deal with Lehman Russ, no problem. And then he brings two Rogaldorns. Two Rogaldorns makes it way harder.
Well, he learned his lesson. I think.
Had you as my
yeah, he learned his lesson when he played on stream, and he didn't bring any of the tanks and got schmackadied, right? So, yeah, you need tanks, not all infantry. Even he's running the, I forget the detachment, the weird one for guard. I forget what it is now off the top of my head. Combined arms. Yeah. Oh no, actually, okay, he is playing combined arms. He's not playing the messing around detachment. Yeah, and of course we got all the matchups, guys. If you want to see all the other matchups, you can go check it out on our Discord. I'm pretty sure the Voidfire guys have it on their Discord as well, or you can go and watch the draft video that we did just a little while ago. I don't know. Is there anything else we want to talk about here? We were trying to keep it kind of short and sweet. We're at the 26-minute mark.
No, I mean, I talked about everything I wanted, unless anyone has any questions. Lucas wanted to know why it was bad. It's also the high OC cheap bodies. He can easily take me off primary, and I have to really kill those quickly. Guard just has a lot of stuff to get through. He's one of the few armies that can actually screen Death Shrouds as well, because of how many bodies he has.
That's right.
The PPCs can't kill that much.
No,
per turn.
No, because if they're indirecting, they are still hitting on 4s, right? So it's like you're not wiping the world, right? They are blast though, right?
I'll kill a squad a turn, but that's not enough when he's got like 6 or 7 squads.
No, you can't chew through it fast enough. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is we were just going over Jesse's match that he's playing in the team challenge. He drew his captain chose Pain and for me and did a mirror match. We'll see how well that one. We got one more here comment there from Matt Bill. He tried Hellbrutes for Hammer or not ideal for the GW train layout. That is true. We do play exclusively.
I tried them a couple of times. I have liked them. I think that they're like, you play them in place of Death Shroud if you need the points and you're not running the Death Shroud with the character, because I think 3 Death Shroud at 140 is great just on its own without the character. The Lord of Contagions are in there right now just because of Knights and needing a little bit more punch in one activation. But I think that playing a Hellbrute at 115 instead of Death Shrouds is fine. You can just stage it behind a wall, walk through the wall when people come to you to come kill your shooting units that are shooting them apart. I think it's fine. I think they'll be really good once we get nerfed, because I don't think they're going to touch the Hellbrutes. And then at that point, I think that Hellbrutes will be.
Oh, and you know a nerf is coming.
100%.
Yeah. So off topic of the team. So mid-table summer GT. You're going, I take it. And is this what you're bringing? Sort of Mortarions hammer? And unless it gets
I'd be surprised if my list.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's been really good.
No, and there we go. Now we can do a segue into our tournaments. So, guys, we run 4 tournaments a year. I love them. I don't get to play in them. Not really. I'm more of the ringer, and sometimes the ringer gets to play all 5 games, in which case I'm happy. But it's pretty popular, and it all sells out. As you can see, this is the entire year of tournaments. We only have 40. We do have the mysterious 21st table, but that 21st table has already been booked for a certain person who may or may not be coming. So that will not be able to drain the wait list by 2. So the wait list is not moving for whatever reason. We thought that summer was going to be our worst selling tournament. It turns out it's one of our best. And speaking of tournaments, we'll give a shout out to Void Fire Tactics, who's running a tournament 2 weeks before our fall tournament, November 8th and 9th, 2025. QR code on the screen. They're doing an early bird special where it's $5 off. I believe the tournament is $75, and you can get it for $70 right now. And they're giving away first place goes to Wet Coast on the Void Fire guys, which Wet Coast guys, he's selling tickets. He will not get me a graphic. I've asked him for a graphic. I don't know if he wants me to make the graphic, do the QR code. Dan Miner, if you're watching this, get me the goddamn graphic so I can help sell you some tickets. But anyways, look it up on PCP, guys. That is the biggest tournament that's not called Tacoma. Oh, look at that. Jesse just locked the thing now. The biggest thing that's biggest tournament not called Tacoma in the Pacific Northwest. It's $120 Canadian. So it's like $40 American. So you Americans, you should come on up. Let's see. Let's go through here. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Anyways, this is the game that will be that we were talking about. Champions of Contagion versus Mortarions Hammer. It is part of the team's challenge. 5 games streamed on August 9th and 10th. This will be game 3, which is 5:00 Pacific Standard Time. So if you like what you heard here, we're going to try to grab a couple more guys to go over theirs. Just trying to do little 30-minute videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm just gonna shut this one down for tonight.